What if the greatest addiction you could ever develop was you? Not distractions, not validation, not approval, but your own discipline, your own evolution. Imagine waking up every day obsessed, not with proving something to the world, but with becoming stronger than you were yesterday. Because when you become addicted to improving yourself, everything around you starts shifting. Your energy changes, your standards rise, your life transforms. And today, we're stepping into that shift. Self-investment is the highest form of power because it is the only place where true control exists within your own soul, your own choices, your own intention. When you begin to prioritize your growth, you are no longer living randomly, you are living consciously, as if every moment is a trust placed in your hands, a sacred responsibility, a quiet reminder that your time, your mind, and your abilities are not accidents, they are gifts entrusted to you by the one who created you with purpose. And when you truly feel that, something deep inside you begins to tremble, because you realize wasting yourself is not just laziness, it is neglecting a blessing. Ignoring your potential is not just delay, it is ingratitude. Staying small when you were created with depth begins to feel heavy on the heart. Self-investment becomes more than productivity, it becomes devotion. You start guarding your thoughts the way you guard something precious. You become careful with your time because you know every moment is being witnessed. You push yourself to grow not just for success, but because your soul feels restless when it is stagnant. There is a quiet ache that lives inside every human being, the ache of knowing you were meant for more. And no distraction, no comfort, no temporary pleasure can silence that ache for long. It whispers in your chest late at night. It stirs in your prayers. It rises when you see what you could be but are not yet. That ache is not emptiness, it is a calling. When you invest in yourself, you begin responding to that call. You begin polishing what was placed inside you, your discipline, your character, your patience, your courage. You begin to treat your mind like sacred ground where only truth and growth are allowed to live. You begin to carry yourself with quiet dignity because you know your effort is seen, even when the world is silent. And slowly, alignment begins to happen. Your decisions feel clearer, your heart feels lighter, your direction feels guided. Because when a person honors what they have been given, doors open in ways logic cannot fully explain. Strength appears in moments that once broke you. Peace settles in spaces that once felt chaotic. And deep within, there is a powerful emotional shift, the feeling that you are no longer drifting through life. You are walking with intention, with awareness, with responsibility toward the life you are entrusted to shape. You start feeling accountable not just to your goals, but to your soul, not just to your future, but to the one who knows your hidden struggles, your silent efforts, your unseen sacrifices. And in that awareness, growth stops feeling optional. It starts feeling necessary, urgent, personal, almost sacred. Because every step you take to improve yourself feels like honoring a gift you never deserved but were given anyway. Every moment of discipline feels like gratitude in action. Every time you rise after falling feels like answering a quiet call that never stops echoing inside you. Self-awareness creates transformation, because the moment you truly see yourself, you can no longer live unconsciously. You can no longer pretend you don't know why you react the way you do, why certain fears keep repeating, why certain wounds still control your decisions. Awareness removes the comfort of ignorance, and in its place it brings responsibility. To understand yourself is to stand face to face with your own truth, not the version you show people, not the version shaped by expectations, but the quiet, hidden reality that only you and your Creator fully know. And that moment is not always gentle, because real self-awareness exposes the thoughts you hide, the intentions you justify, the habits you defend, and the weaknesses you try to ignore. It reveals how often fear speaks louder than faith, how often ego disguises itself as strength, how often wounds from the past silently shape your present. There is something deeply emotional about realizing that the biggest barriers in your life were never outside you, they were within you all along. But this realization is not meant to shame you, it is meant to awaken you. When you begin to observe yourself honestly, you start noticing the patterns written across your life like invisible ink, the same reactions, the same emotional triggers, the same choices leading to the same pain. And suddenly life stops feeling random. You begin to see cause and effect, intention and consequence, action and accountability. And in that awareness, control begins to emerge, because you cannot change what you refuse to see. But once you see clearly, change becomes inevitable. Self-awareness is a form of inner witnessing, living with the constant understanding that nothing within you is hidden from the one who created your heart and knows every whisper that passes through it. even the thoughts you never speak, even the struggles you bury, even the silent battles you fight when no one is watching. That awareness softens the heart, it humbles the ego, it makes you more careful, more intentional, more sincere. You begin to pause before reacting, you begin to question before judging, you begin to correct before repeating mistakes. And slowly your inner world becomes more ordered, more disciplined, more aligned. There is a deep emotional shift that happens when a person stops running from themselves, when they sit quietly with their fears, when they admit their flaws without excuses, when they recognize how desperately their soul needs growth, healing and guidance. It can feel heavy, almost overwhelming, like looking into a mirror that reflects not just your face but your reality. But within that heaviness is mercy, because awareness is the doorway to purification. Seeing your darkness is the first step towards seeking light. Recognizing your weakness is the first step towards seeking strength beyond yourself. And the more aware you become, the more deliberate your life becomes. Your words carry intention, your actions carry meaning, your choices carry consciousness. You stop being controlled by impulses and start choosing responses. You stop being driven by old wounds and start guided by understanding. You stop drifting through life and start directing it from within. And in that deep, quiet awareness, you begin to feel something powerful, the sense that your life is no longer being lived on autopilot, but with presence, with responsibility, with the trembling realization that every thought, every intention, every choice is shaping not just your world, but your soul. Internal validation replaces external approval when you finally realize that the loudest voice shaping your life has always been the one inside you, not the praise of people, not their criticism, not their acceptance or rejection, but the quiet judgment you carry about yourself, the one that follows you into silence, into solitude, into the moments when no one is watching. For so long, many people live as emotional beggars, waiting to be seen, waiting to be praised, waiting to be told they are enough. A single compliment can lift their spirit. A single criticism can shatter their peace. Their worth rises and falls with opinions that change like the wind. And deep inside, that creates a painful instability. Because human approval is fragile. It is temporary. It is inconsistent. People celebrate you when you succeed, question you when you struggle, forget you when you are quiet, and misunderstand you when you grow beyond their expectations. If your confidence depends on that, your peace will always be at risk. But something powerful happens when validation begins to grow from within. It begins the moment you start witnessing your own effort, your own discipline, your own sincerity, when you know the battles you fought in silence, when you remember the moments you chose patience over anger, growth over comfort, truth over ego, even when no one noticed. There is something deeply emotional about realizing that your unseen effort still has value, that the work done in private still shapes who you become, that sincerity does not require an audience to be meaningful. And with that realization, progress becomes personal. You stop asking, did they notice me? You start asking, did I stay true to who I want to become? You stop craving applause and start respecting consistency. You stop fearing judgment and start fearing stagnation. Your confidence begins to root itself not in outcomes, but in alignment, in knowing that you are trying, striving, correcting, and returning again and again to what is right, what is honest, what is pure in intention. There is also a deep spiritual weight to this shift, because when you detach from the need for constant human approval, your awareness changes. You begin to feel that the only recognition that truly matters is from the one who sees what hearts conceal, the one who knows the effort behind every struggle, the one who witnesses sincerity even when the world overlooks it. And that awareness softens something inside you. You begin to act with more honesty when no one is watching. You begin to purify intentions that once sought attention. You begin to measure your worth not by applause, but by integrity. There is an emotional relief in no longer performing for acceptance, no longer exhausting your soul trying to be understood by everyone, no longer shrinking or reshaping yourself just to feel temporarily valued. Instead, you stand quietly anchored within. You feel the dignity of self-respect growing slowly, like something alive inside your chest, a steady warmth that comes from knowing you are improving step by step, mistake by mistake, effort by effort. Even when progress feels small, it feels real. Even when growth feels slow, it feels sacred. Even when no one celebrates you, your heart recognizes the change. And that recognition carries a unique kind of peace, the peace of knowing that your worth is no longer borrowed from people. It is built through effort, sincerity, and awareness. The peace of knowing that every sincere step forward is witnessed, every struggle endured is recorded, every quiet act of discipline shapes not just your life, but the state of your heart, the direction of your soul, the truth of who you are becoming. Discomfort becomes fuel the moment you stop seeing it as punishment and start recognizing it as invitation. An invitation to stretch beyond the limits you once thought defined you. An invitation to discover strength that comfort could never reveal. Because comfort has a quiet way of putting the soul to sleep. It wraps you in familiarity, repeats the same routines, protects you from effort, risk, and uncertainty. And for a while it feels safe, predictable, easy. But beneath that ease, something inside you slowly weakens. Your courage softens, your discipline fades, your potential waits, untouched, unused, almost forgotten. And deep within the heart, there is a subtle unease, a feeling that you are capable of more, yet remaining where nothing challenges you. That feeling is discomfort knocking. Growth has never lived inside ease. It has always lived at the edge where effort strains your body, where fear tests your faith, where uncertainty forces you to trust beyond what you can see. Every moment of discomfort carries a message. You are expanding beyond who you were. When your habits feel hard to change, when discipline feels heavy, when patience feels exhausting, when letting go of old versions of yourself feels painful, that is not destruction. That is construction. Something new forming where something limited once existed. And there is something deeply spiritual about that process. Because every struggle you endure with sincere intention, every hardship you face while trying to become better, every moment you resist what is easy for the sake of what is right is seen, known, measured. Not the effort that makes you tremble, not the tears that fall in private, not the silent battles no one else understands. Discomfort humbles you. It reminds you how fragile you are and how much strength you must seek beyond yourself. It pushes you into reflection, into patience, into deeper reliance on the one who gives endurance to tired hearts and steadiness to restless souls. And emotionally, discomfort awakens parts of you comfort never could. It reveals how badly you want change. It exposes how much you are willing to sacrifice. It forces you to confront fears you once avoided. It shows you the distance between who you are and who you could become. There is a certain pain in that realization, seeing your own limitations so clearly, feeling resistance in your mind, heaviness in your body, doubt whispering that this is too hard, that maybe you should return to what feels easier, safer, familiar. But if you stay present in that discomfort, something powerful begins to happen. Your tolerance expands, your patience deepens, your resilience strengthens. What once felt unbearable becomes manageable. What once felt impossible becomes effort. What once made you retreat begins to make you rise. You start understanding that discomfort is not your enemy. It is your trainer, your purifier, your teacher. It burns away arrogance, laziness, and illusion. It refines intention. It sharpens awareness. It strengthens the will in ways comfort never demanded. And slowly, you stop running from the feeling of being stretched. You stop fearing the weight of effort. You begin to lean into challenge with a quiet acceptance, even a strange gratitude, because you recognize what it is doing inside you. You feel yourself being reshaped, refined, strengthened in ways that cannot be seen immediately but are deeply real within the soul, like something being carved carefully, deliberately, through pressure, through resistance, through moments that test your patience, your faith, your endurance, until discomfort no longer feels like something that is breaking you, but something that is building you, pushing you beyond the boundaries of ease, beyond the illusion of safety, into the vast, demanding, sacred space where transformation quietly begins. Discipline builds identity, because who you are is not created in one powerful moment. It is created in the quiet repetition of what you do every single day. Not in your intentions, not in your dreams, not even in what you say you want to become, but in what you consistently choose again and again when it is difficult, when it is inconvenient, when no one is watching. Every repeated action leaves a mark on the soul. Each time you wake up and choose effort over excuses, something inside you strengthens. Each time you hold back anger, choose patience, control a harmful impulse, something within you becomes more refined. Each time you resist what is easy for the sake of what is right, your character is being written, line by line, choice by choice. Identity is not declared, it is practice. And there is something deeply emotional about realizing that the small habits you ignore today are silently shaping the person you will meet tomorrow. The version of you that will carry your name, your decisions, your consequences. The version of you that will stand one day reflecting on what you repeatedly allowed and what you repeatedly refused. Discipline is not just self-control, it is self-construction. It is the daily carving of your character, even when the process feels slow, even when progress feels invisible. like building something sacred brick by brick, knowing that every brick matters, even the ones no one else ever sees. There is also a profound spiritual weight in repetition, because every action repeated with intention becomes a testimony of what you truly value. Not what you claim to believe, but what you live, what you practice, what you prove through consistency. The one who sees beyond appearances does not measure you by occasional bursts of motivation, but by what you persist in when motivation fades, by the discipline you maintain when comfort calls you back, by the sincerity behind the actions you repeat even when they feel heavy, even when they require sacrifice, even when they demand that you become stronger than your own desires. And that awareness can shake the heart, because it means nothing you do repeatedly is small. No habit is meaningless, no pattern is hidden. The late nights you waste, the words you speak carelessly, the effort you avoid, the responsibilities you delay, they are not just moments passing. They are patterns forming. They are identity taking shape quietly, patiently, relentlessly. And at the same time, every act of discipline is also being recorded within you. The mornings you rise despite exhaustion, the temptations you resist in silence, the commitments you honor even when no one would notice if you broke them, the promises you keep to yourself when it would be easier to quit. These repetitions build a quiet strength that others may not see immediately, but you feel it growing. A firmness in your decisions, a steadiness in your emotions, a dignity in how you carry yourself. Like something solid forming within your chest, something reliable, something grounded, something real. There is an emotional power in knowing that you are shaping yourself intentionally, not drifting, not reacting, but building. Even when discipline feels painful, it carries meaning. Even when consistency feels exhausting, it carries purpose. Even when repetition feels ordinary, it carries transformation. Because every repeated act is engraving something into your character, shaping your reflexes, your mindset, your spiritual state, slowly forming the person you are becoming with every choice you repeat, every desire you control, every commitment you honor, until your actions are no longer something you force, but something that defines you, something that reflects what has been built within you through patience, through struggle, through sincerity, through countless moments where you chose discipline, even when your heart resisted, even when your body protested, even when the easier path whispered your name, and you still chose to remain firm, consistent, accountable, aware that with every repeated act you are not just doing something, you are becoming someone. Mastering yourself changes how life responds to you, because the world does not simply react to what you want. It responds to who you are being. Your habits, your emotional control, your patience, your discipline, your intentions, these silently shape the way reality unfolds around you. Most people try to control circumstances, but remain strangers to themselves. They try to fix outcomes while their reactions remain impulsive. They try to change the world while their inner world remains chaotic. And this creates a painful cycle: effort without alignment, movement without direction, desire without transformation. But the moment you begin mastering yourself, everything starts shifting from the inside outward. Self-mastery begins in the unseen places. It begins when you control a reaction you once surrendered to, when you silence an impulse that once controlled you, when you remain steady where you once collapsed, when you respond with patience where anger once ruled. These are quiet victories, but they carry enormous power, because every time you govern your thoughts, emotions, and actions with awareness, you bring order to your inner world. And when the inner world becomes ordered, the outer world begins to feel different, respond differently, unfold differently. There is something deeply emotional about realizing that many of life's storms felt overwhelming not just because of their intensity, but because of your internal state. The same challenge that once broke you now strengthens you. The same delay that once frustrated you now teaches you patience. The same uncertainty that once filled you with fear now invites trust. Life may not change immediately, but your relationship with it transforms completely. And that transformation is powerful, because when you master yourself, you stop reacting blindly. You stop making decisions from fear. You stop repeating patterns that once trapped you. You begin to move with awareness, with intention, with control. And gradually, the results begin to follow. Your words carry more weight because they are chosen carefully. Your actions carry more impact because they are consistent. Your presence carries more calm because your inner state is stable. People respond differently to steadiness. Opportunities respond differently to discipline. Challenges respond differently to patience. The world begins to meet you at the level of your internal strength. There is also a profound spiritual dimension to self-mastery. Because mastering yourself is not just about control, it is about purification. It is about refining the heart, disciplining the ego, aligning intention with sincerity. It is the ongoing effort to govern what lives within you, your desires, your reactions, your motives, with awareness that nothing within you is hidden from the one who knows what hearts conceal and what souls struggle to overcome. That awareness humbles you. It reminds you that real strength is not dominance over others, but authority over yourself. Not controlling people, but controlling impulses. Not shaping circumstances, but shaping character. And emotionally, self-mastery brings a deep sense of quiet dignity. You feel less shaken by chaos, less desperate for control, less afraid of uncertainty. Because you know that no matter what happens outside, there is order within. And that inner order becomes a source of stability that life begins to respond to. Situations that once overwhelmed you now become manageable. Decisions that once confused you become clearer. Paths that once felt blocked begin to open, not because the world suddenly became easier, but because you became more aligned, more disciplined, more aware. Inner change begins subtly in thoughts corrected, emotions regulated, intentions purified. But its effects ripple outward, shaping behavior, shaping choices, shaping outcomes, until the life you experience begins to mirror the transformation happening within you. Until your external reality gradually reflects the strength, clarity, and steadiness you have cultivated inside, until it becomes undeniable that by mastering yourself, you have changed the way you move through the world, the way you respond to challenges, the way life itself seems to meet you, shifting, unfolding, responding in ways that follow the quiet but powerful transformation taking place within your own heart. Personal evolution is the most powerful addiction, because once you experience the feeling of becoming better, even slightly better, something inside you refuses to return to who you used to be. It awakens a hunger that comfort cannot satisfy, a deep, restless desire to keep growing, keep refining, keep rising beyond yesterday's version of yourself. It does not begin loudly. It begins quietly, almost gently. A small moment of self-control, a single disciplined decision, a realization that you handle something with more patience than before, more wisdom than before, more strength than before. And in that moment, you feel something shift deep within your chest, a sense of expansion, of alignment, of meaning, a feeling that you are moving closer to the person you are meant to become. That feeling is powerful, almost sacred, because growth does not just change your circumstances, it changes how you experience yourself. And when you begin to respect who you are becoming, when you begin to feel proud of your effort, your sincerity, your resilience, the soul tastes a fulfillment that nothing external can replicate. No praise compares to it. No comfort replaces it. No distraction satisfies it. There is something deeply emotional about realizing that improvement is possible. That you are not trapped by your past, not limited by your weaknesses, not defined by your lowest moments. That you are capable of transformation continuously, endlessly, with every sincere effort. And once that truth settles into your heart, growth stops feeling like effort. It begins to feel like life itself. You begin craving clarity over confusion, strength over ease, depth over distraction, purpose over emptiness. And with every step forward, even the smallest one, there is reward, not always visible, not always celebrated, but deeply felt. A quiet peace after choosing discipline, a sense of dignity after overcoming temptation, a softness in the heart after correcting a mistake, a deep breath of relief after rising from a fall you once thought would break you. These are not ordinary rewards. They touch something deeper than pleasure, they nourish the soul. And spiritually, this journey carries profound meaning, because every effort to improve yourself is an act of honoring what you have been given. Your mind, your will, your ability to choose growth over stagnation. When you strive to become better, more patient, more sincere, more disciplined, more aware, you are responding to a silent trust placed within you. A trust that your life is not meant to remain unchanged. A trust that your soul is meant to be refined. A trust that every struggle you endure while trying to grow is seen, known, and never meaningless. There is a deep emotional tenderness in realizing that your effort matters even when unseen. That every sincere attempt to rise above your weaknesses carries weight. That even when progress feels slow, something within you is being shaped with care, with mercy, with purpose. And the more you experience this transformation, the more you want it. You begin to crave the feeling of overcoming yourself. You begin to seek the discomfort that reveals strength. You begin to long for the clarity that follows reflection. You begin to feel restless when you stop growing, uneasy when you stop striving, incomplete when you stop becoming. Because personal evolution does something extraordinary. It makes life feel alive with meaning. Every day becomes an opportunity to refine something within you. Every challenge becomes material for growth. Every mistake becomes a lesson waiting to elevate you. Even pain begins to carry purpose. Even struggle begins to carry direction. Even delay begins to carry wisdom. And emotionally, this creates a profound shift in how you live. You no longer fear change, you seek it. You no longer resist effort, you embrace it. You no longer settle for who you were, you feel drawn toward who you are becoming. There is a deep, almost overwhelming fulfillment in sensing yourself expanding, layer by layer, weakness by weakness, limitation by limitation, as if something within you is constantly unfolding, revealing depth you never knew existed, calling you forward again and again, inviting you to keep refining, keep strengthening, keep purifying, until growth itself becomes the most satisfying experience your soul can taste, a continuous unfolding that fills the heart with meaning, with longing, with sacred restlessness, a journey that never truly feels complete, never truly feels finished, only deeper, higher, more consuming, more alive, more necessary, like a fire within that keeps asking for more sincerity, more effort, more transformation, drawing you forward endlessly, endlessly. So make yourself your greatest obsession. Study your habits, challenge your limits, build your mind, strengthen your spirit. Because when you commit fully to becoming your best self, the world doesn't just look different, you become different. And when you change,